Hello and welcome to the last edition of News Across Nigeria for the year 2016. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thanks for being with us on today's program. Christian Association of Nigeria wants the 8th of January 2017 as a national day of mourning for victims of Southern Kaduna crisis. The Anambra State government hands over 80 hectares of land for a federal government's automotive industrial park. And Plateau State government raises awareness on caring for the aged in the society. We begin in the northeastern part of the country, and one of the things that the police expect from Nigerians in the coming year, 2017, is to maintain a high level of vigilance as security agencies continue their search for the fleeing members of Boko Haram from Sambisa forest. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Mr. Mohammed Mustafa, told journalists in Abuja that there is a strong possibility that the terrorists who were dislodged from Sambisa forest have dispersed into major towns across the country. He warns against harboring unknown persons in our communities.
Measures that the command is taking is our continuous raiding. It is jointly, we are all, the law enforcement is the community, we are all together. The synergy that we have, is helping us. As we are, there are some elements of the Boko Haram. They have always been with us. So the constant check on them. And then possibly, with this dislodgement, definitely they'll be all over Nigeria, not only FCT. So we are conscious of that, and we are doing that. And you are even aware 2-3 of them have been picked up. So it's a continuous process. So our raiding is helping, and then we'll continue to raid. The intelligence is there too. People should come out and give information. So as these people have been dislodged and they are coming, we will advise the public, the general public, to work with us. If you suspect any individual, you suspect them to be people from those areas, please voluntarily give out this information.
In the meantime, the commander of Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Lucky Irabo, says the military is now more concerned about winning what he calls the peace in the northeast after winning the war in Sambisa forest. Speaking on telephone to Channels Television today, he says the military is now carrying out mop-up operations to establish full control of the area.
The terrorists are on the run. What we're doing currently is to chase after them. So we are carrying out mop-up operations. And beyond the mop-up operations, we're also working in concert with other stakeholders for them to begin to play a greater lead in the operation. So I believe that as the days go by, other agencies who, of course, have been working with us, they want to take a greater lead by deploying massively into the areas that we have liberated, where roads have now been opened for them to ensure that socio-economic activities in those areas begin to thrive beyond the current level. The stage we are in will require the cooperation of all and all the citizens for them to expose those faces that they now see hibernating around their communities, and of course others who may have some form of sympathy or the other for the insurgents, for them to give them up. We believe that a greater level of intelligence is essential at this stage of the operation. We also think that other agencies, of course, even though we have been collaborating with them, they need to stop their game.
A retired military officer and anti-terrorist specialist, Colonel Tony Iyam, is sounding a note of warning on the defeat of Sambisa forest, while commending the military for achieving the breakthrough. He warns that there is a need for authorities to watch it, as the war against terrorists may not have been completely won. He was speaking on our breakfast program, Sunrise Daily.
We must make a distinction. What they've achieved is very much on the conventional warfare aspects in recapturing territories. We must not lose sight that there is the unconventional warfare, which to my humble estimates, we have achieved, I would say, over 50% degrading of the threat, but we're still at it. In other words, with all these terrorists now scattered all over, they will now resort to hiding and going back to these unconventional methods in our major cities, Abuja, Lagos, Maiduguri, Port Harcourt, and the rest. And in that regards, we all should be very careful, for example, in Lagos. What the military has done so far, good. But it must be realized that fighting counter-insurgency is not only the military, that it's not only the military's role. There is, as been said, there is the element of intelligence which the Department of State Security Services, the National Intelligence Agencies, and of course all other agencies have a role to play. We need to also rely more on plain clothes or on uniformed security agencies to complement what the military has done. All I will emphasize is that we should not think that the war has been completely won. We should just keep on improving on the good efforts we have given so far.
Away from the Boko Haram insurgency to the crisis in southern Kaduna, the Christian Association of Nigeria is asking Christians in Nigeria and living abroad to observe the 8th of January 2017 as a national day of mourning in memory of persons who lost their lives in the southern Kaduna crisis. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the General Secretary of the Association, Reverend Musa Sake, says the killings in southern Kaduna is escalating on a daily basis in spite of a 24-hour curfew imposed in the area. The association is appealing to the federal and Kaduna state governments to be alive to their responsibility of protecting the lives and property of all Nigerians, irrespective of their place of abode.
We know that the southern Kaduna has been under 24-hour curfew daily, as directed by the governor. Yet, the enemies of the people are still prowling, going from house to house, killing defenseless people without government protection. The security operatives in the area appear to be turning blind eyes to the killings. They only rush to the trouble spots after the perpetrators of the evils had performed their enterprise of killings and destructions of houses and farmlands. We implore the state and federal government to increase their efforts in putting an end to these killings, and as well ensure that those behind the killings are brought to book under the laws of our land, and those affected to be compensated. In view of the present predicament, the President of CAN has directed that Sunday, January 8, 2017 should be declared National Day of Mourning by Christians, including those in diaspora.